Greetings, esteemed viewers. Welcome to my channel. I hope your day is going very well. If you liked the video, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Drew Scott's recent photo montage of daughter Piper captures a distinct atmosphere. Drew Scott is exerting maximum effort. He is renovating properties alongside his twin brother Jonathan Scott on HGTV, nurturing two lovely children with his spouse Linda Phan, and sharing highly relatable parenting content on social media. We are immensely grateful for the latter. His latest post showcases a photo montage of his one-year-old daughter, Piper, with each image conveying a distinct emotion. Children's hairstyles, as per a father, the Property Brothers star said on Instagram this week. In the initial photograph, he is holding his son Parker, aged 3, and his daughter Piper, whose brown hair is standing upright. The photo carousel showcases all the haircuts he has created for his child, earning him an A for effort. The initial style is referred to as the whale spout, characterized by a half-up ponytail. Piper reclines on her stomach, clutching her water bottle, while displaying her hairstyle, with her hair radiating in all directions from the ponytail atop her head. In the subsequent photograph, Piper dons a green and white striped sweater featuring the whale spout, this time enhanced by a clip-on floral accent to elevate the formality of the ensemble. Piper dons dinosaur pajamas while examining board books on her bookcase in another photograph. Her unruly curly hair is minimally restrained by a small ponytail protruding from one side. Scott referred to this hairstyle as the side ponytail, accompanied by a unicorn emoji because of its resemblance. Pigtails follow, a quintessential hairdo that is exceptionally charming on Piper. He also presents images of the fresh wash, the woke up like this, and the I give up, which depict Parker and Piper donning sun hats while embracing each other. Caring for a toddler's long hair daily is challenging, particularly due to their inability to remain still. Thus, this photo montage is highly relatable. Disseminate to a parent in need of inspiration, Scott remarked in the post. Parents could fully empathize with Scott in the comments. They are charming. Every parent has experienced a bad hair day with their children, one individual stated. Another individual remarked, "The I give up overwhelmed me." Likewise, Piper celebrated her first birthday earlier this month, and Scott posted photographs of her in a different style. She is adorned with a bandana that secures her hair and resembles a pink tiara. "Indeed, that is charming," he captioned the image, showcasing Piper grasping her parents' hands outdoors. "It has elapsed swiftly. Happy birthday, Pipes." She is adorable in every haircut, and we appreciate her father's embrace of the girl-dad role as he experiments with various appearances. She is exceptionally fortunate. Register for the Shegnos newsletter. For the most recent updates, connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Drew Scott and Linda Phan's son, Parker, is charming in an exceptionally fashionable Disney ensemble. Drew Scott and Linda Phan's son, Parker, adeptly combines style and practicality for an enjoyable day at Disney. On February 21, Scott disseminated a collection of photographs showcasing himself, Phan, and their charming kid Parker enjoying their time in Disneyland in California. He disseminated the photographs along by the statement, "Had a magical day with Parky and friends." The initial photograph features Scott and Phan smiling with Minnie Mouse, followed by a charming moment of Parker and his friends gazing at the park. We are moved as we observe Parker embrace Minnie Mouse, express fascination in the large whale statue, and wave at Winnie the Pooh. It appears he thoroughly enjoyed himself, and it is evident that he is emerging as a style icon. He is observed wearing a denim Disney jacket, complemented by charming overalls, a vibrant bucket hat, and a patterned shirt. Phan and Scott are nurturing a fashionable child. Scott and Phan first encountered one another at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010, quickly establishing a rapport. They subsequently wed in 2018. After 12 years of partnership, they celebrated the birth of their son, Parker James, in May 2022, coinciding with their 4th wedding anniversary. In early 2024, they revealed their expectation of another child, and on June 5, 2024, they welcomed their daughter, Piper Ray. In a rare interview with Entertainment Tonight, Scott stated that parenthood unlocks a side you didn't know you had. He remarked, "I possess a profound love for Linda, yet, unexpectedly, that becomes the shallow pool. I do not imply that my relationship with Linda is superficial. I cherish her deeply. However, there exists an additional profundity to my bond with Linda in conjunction with Parker. It is remarkable to observe his expression as he gazes at you. Once he begins to concentrate, he establishes eye contact. These baby names are ideal for pisses and will garner compliments. Recent recalls of baby and toddler products that every parent and caregiver should be aware of. These celebrity fathers temporarily halted their careers to care for their children. Register for the HGTV newsletter. For the most recent updates, connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Drew Scott's impeccably timed photograph of his 2-year-old son Parker is evoking strong emotions among followers. Drew Scott has accomplished it once more. The cherished HGTV personality shared this image of one of his endearing children, evoking an emotional response from all. On Friday, the television personality posted an image of his 2-year-old son, Parker, whom he shares with his wife, Linda Phan, along with their infant daughter, Piper. The child is adorned in charming flowered overalls, a white t-shirt, and a firefighter helmet. Scott commended the firemen and first responders in Los Angeles, acknowledging the flames that devastated the area this month. "You are indeed heroes to all of us, including Parky." The photograph is impeccably timed. Consistent with their practice, the photograph was captured from a rear angle. Scott and Phan refrained from displaying their children's faces, resulting in considerable criticism from entitled followers. Parky raises one hand to secure his hat, while the other is clenched into a fist at his hip. The toddler, perhaps engaged in play within his dress-up box, appears to walk with remarkable bravery and tenacity, akin to the selfless rescue responders in California. It is simultaneously joyful and poignant. Fans were very moved and could not refrain from applauding the father and son. The comment section was inundated with expressions of affection and applause emojis. Next generation. "Oh Parker, my friend, you appear remarkable." The previous occasion we discussed the Scott Phan family and fire was for a somewhat more favorable purpose. Unbeknownst to anybody, a catastrophic natural calamity was imminent as the parents joyfully commemorated their inaugural Christmas as a family of 4 in Los Angeles. Scott disseminated a compilation of photographs from the joyous occasion, along with a video with him and Piper seated behind a roaring fire. Piper's inaugural Christmas by the fire, she is entranced. He inscribed over the footage. The young girl is facing the hearth and producing soft, satisfied sounds. She thereafter nestles into her father's chest to attain greater comfort as they celebrate the holiday together. It is a really distressing contrast, the video of Piper juxtaposed with the recent image of Parker. Although they were assigned for disparate reasons, they ultimately originated from a foundation of love, affection for one another, and appreciation for all supporters. 12 products utilized by celebrity mothers, all celebrity parents who utilize surrogacy for their children, 43 celebrities who strive to protect their partners and children from paparazzi. Register for the HGTV newsletter. For the most recent updates, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Drew Scott of HGTV provides updates to fans while assisting families displaced by wildfires. Heartbreaking. 1 week after destructive wildfires commenced ravaging communities throughout Los Angeles and continue to pose a threat to others, veteran HGTV personality Drew Scott is contributing to assist the hundreds who have lost their homes. The Property Brothers star and his spouse, Linda Phan, reside in the greater Wilshire region of Los Angeles. On January 12, 2025, they announced on social media that they were fortunate to be safe and were assisting with a community donation campaign for others less fortunate. The pair expressed their sorrow at the loss in their area with a collaborative post detailing the collection efforts. We are fortunate to be safe and deeply appreciative of all the first responders and the community's solidarity. The letter alleviated concerns among numerous fans regarding Drew and his twin brother Jonathan Scott, who notified supporters on January 10 that he and his fiancée, actress Zooey Deschanel, were okay, although family members had lost everything. On January 14, Drew confirmed his collaboration with A Sense of Home, a nonprofit he has long supported, to provide essential assistance to displaced families. Supporters reassured and motivated by Drew Scott's announcement in Drew and Linda's January 10 message. Followers conveyed their relief that the family, comprising their two young children, 2-year-old Parker and 7-month-old Piper, were safe and capable of assisting others in their community. "I am relieved that you and your family are safe," Drew, one individual remarked. "I am praying for all individuals impacted by the flames and for those who have experienced the loss of loved ones. It is utterly catastrophic. May God bestow upon them the fortitude to endure the challenging days that lie ahead." Another remarked, "I am pleased to learn that you are well. I am praying for everyone to receive the assistance they require." Aside from his update post, Drew has remained unusually silent on social media in the week after the outbreak of the flames. On January 14, Deadline reported that he is among the celebrity advocates for an effort named Home Bank Lay, established by a nonprofit organization with which he has collaborated extensively, A Sense of Home. Home Bank Lay will supply wildfire survivors with home kits containing critical items such as furniture, kitchenware, bedding, cleaning supplies, health and hygiene products, and other household necessities. In a statement to Deadline, A Sense of Home CEO Georgie Smith articulated, "As our community members transition into rentals and temporary accommodations, we will supply over 300 items, categorized by room, that will allow a small group to completely furnish a home in merely 90 minutes. We supply all items, ranging from the bed to the toothbrush and the sofa." Drew Scott provided assistance to A Sense of Home families during the holiday season. Drew's particular engagement in the Home Bank Lay effort remains ambiguous. Nevertheless, he shared the Deadline item on his Instagram stories and included a blue heart to signify his participation. In the 2024 holiday season, he served as a spokesperson for A Sense of Home, facilitating the establishment of inaugural residences for adolescents transitioning from the foster care system, a service deemed crucial by the organization in combating homelessness. In October, he posted on Facebook, "Providing foster children with an opportunity to flourish and experience a sense of belonging is significant to me," and expressed gratitude to celebrity ambassadors Nicole Avant and Ted Sarandos for your generous hearts and compassionate spirits. The organization is soliciting financial contributions to support this new effort, allowing donors to finance a complete house or room. Simultaneously, individuals who have been relocated may complete an application to obtain a home kit to furnish their temporary accommodations while determining their further actions. Unusual aspecitas of HGTV star Drew Scott's MMAREAG. Drew Scott's union with Linda Phan has inspired observers of their affection. Drew and Linda exemplify an ideal partnership in harmonizing their professional and personal lives, according to JD, the other brother from the Property Brothers. Scott informed Us Weekly in 2019. After almost a decade of partnership, the two have demonstrated their commitment for the long term. However, this does not imply that their marriage has consistently been ideal. This is particularly applicable to their initial interactions. Drew captivated Phan by inquiring about the water she was consuming, a fairly unimpressive pickup line by any standard. However, Phan discerned the uneasiness and provided him with her number regardless. During their initial date several months later, Drew demonstrated his lack of subtlety by accompanying Phan and her friends, despite the conclusion of the date. However, their analogous sense of humor persisted in uniting them. Her fascination with Drew was so profound that she consented to cohabitate with him and Jonathan Scott, an arrangement that endured for years. She was indifferent to it. Her collaboration with both enabled her and Drew to fully indulge their workaholic tendencies while cohabiting. When it became overwhelming, they purchased a house together, which transformed from an ideal residence to the disordered turmoil they currently inhabit due to their children. Drew and Phan may exemplify couple goals, yet certain facets of their relationship are undeniably peculiar. Drew Scott captivated Linda Phan with H2O upon first encountering Linda Phan at Toronto Fashion Week in March 2010. Drew Scott observed her attire as that of the fashion police. She donned a large police badge and issued citations for poor fashion, he said People in 2016. It was an undeniably alluring spectacle. She is appealing, he contemplated. He was aware of his want to converse with her, however he was uncertain of the approach. Upon evaluating his alternatives, he opted for an unconventional tactic. My sister and I were backstage searching for pizza and drinking water when Drew approached me and inquired, "Hey, where did you obtain that water?" Phan stated. Drew acknowledges that, although it initially appeared to be an effective pickup line, he was fortunate that Phan did not flee. "I was exceptionally suave," he jested. The essential point is that it was effective. Phan possessed a similarly eccentric attitude that harmonized seamlessly with Drew's sense of humor. It became evident when he initially introduced Phan to his twin brother and their friend Pedro. Having been best friends since their school days, the trio cultivated a repertoire of jokes that were largely incomprehensible to outsiders. Until Phan entered the equation, that is. Upon hearing the punchline of one of Pedro's jokes, Jonathan Scott promptly turned to Drew and inquired, "Who is this girl?" "She's a keeper," he recounted in a 2017 interview with the New York Times. It was at that moment when Drew recognized his love. Linda Phan perceived their inaugural date as the most prolonged first date ever. Linda Phan perceived her initial date with Drew Scott as pleasant, yet she had a sense of confinement. Upon her consent to accompany him, she consented to sushi and hot chocolate. She then desired to proceed to meet her friends. She said, "People, I decided to leave and attend this party." However, Scott had not finished. Drew remarked, "Oh, I'll attend." Internally, she reflected, "I didn't explicitly ask you, but very well." Phan and Scott embarked on what she termed the longest first date ever, during which his musical talent salvaged the evening. "He grasped the microphone," she stated, "and that sufficed." Following his performance of The Lonely Island's I'm on a Boat, she became captivated. "I possess no shame," stated Scott. He recognized his slight inconvenience, although he was only in town briefly and needed to optimize their time together. However, destiny favored them. Following a successful, yet lengthy, first date, Phan informed Scott that she would be in Las Vegas, his residence, for a bachelorette celebration. Their second date was less enjoyable. He stated on their 2021 podcast, At Home with Linda and Drew Scott, "I held Linda's hair because she became ill." Linda Phan cohabited with Drew and Jonathan Scott. After 2 years of partnership, Drew Scott and Linda Phan resolved to elevate their relationship by cohabitating and merging their possessions. However, that roof also sheltered Jonathan Scott, who was unwilling to disrupt his life for his brother to convert their Las Vegas residence into a romantic sanctuary. Phan remarked to People, individuals often questioned, "Isn't that peculiar?" However, there exists a certain ease to it. By that time, Phan was already employed at Scott Brothers Entertainment. In that regard, their living arrangements facilitated certain aspects. "Upon waking, you proceed to your workplace. It is pleasant and exceedingly convenient to conduct meetings with those you cohabit with," she stated. This persisted for 4 years until Jonathan encountered his former lover, Jacinta Kuznetsov, in 2016. Phan recalls those years with nostalgia. To her, Jonathan was not merely her boyfriend's sibling. He was both her friend and colleague. However, Sarah and Drew ultimately desired a personal space to cultivate their relationship independent of their professional environment. It was enjoyable for the initial years, but then it became apparent that we required some solitude. she expressed on the At Home with Linda and Drew Scott episode. Drew and Phan purchased a residence in Los Angeles in 2017, shortly after their engagement. However, Jonathan was unable to refrain from returning. In 2019, he acquired the residence adjacent to Drew and Phan. Drew Scott and Linda Phan wed, uniting both their lives and professional endeavors. Drew Scott and Linda Phan not only share a sense of humor and a passion for karaoke, but they also possess an inclination for continuous work throughout the day. Drew stated to Your Tango in 2013, prior to their marriage, "My girlfriend and I are both workaholics. We are passionate about our work and appreciate being able to collaborate side by side." They married in 2018, although they remained dedicated to their careers. What is the depiction of a romantic date in Phan and Drew's book? A spontaneous trip to Paris, where we spent our evenings in charming cafes, working diligently at our computers, he articulated.